Hi everyone, this is Tessa, and I hope you're all doing well today. Um, we're going to start our No Man's Sky series, and we had just completed the Remnant expedition, and it created a save. Now I'm going to start this from the beginning. You can continue on from your remnant save at the end of the expedition. It creates a normal save. And because you started a new save inside the expedition, everything that you got, made, found, gathered, and ended the expedition with, you get to keep. Now, this expedition was pretty good. It introduced new gameplay, which would be for you on planets of the appropriate type. You can collect hazardous items and turn them into a resource center for nanites, which it's an alternate way to make nanites and get down on the planet and explore. I enjoy running around and exploring planets. I think it's fun. But what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you 3 ways to create a save to begin playing No Man's Sky. And then from there, we're going to go on and start at the very beginning and go through all the gameplay up to the end content. And this could be multiple week, months video. I've never done it continuously. It's No Man's Sky is something I have played nonstop on a regular basis multiple times throughout the whole year since 2018. So I only go a few months at a time before I go back and I start playing again. I'll play for a while and then I'll quit. It's a game I enjoy, and I hope you will too. And I want to help you utilize it and know, with my knowledge, all the things that are in there. And there's still probably a ton I don't know. But let's begin. Okay, we already have our 7 hours and 57 minutes of the Remnant expedition. But what we're going to do is we're going to start a new game. Now, I always start with normal, and I do not change anything. I just play the game the way that it was meant to be played. And then it logs in, and I'm going to go through this rapidly so that I can get the next playthrough type in this video at the same time. And I usually make my videos an hour. I enjoy watching longer videos. So that's why I decided, when I decided to start making videos, to do 1 hour. Sometimes it goes over a little, sometimes it goes under a little. So when you first log into the game, you have this bright white screen and an E. And in most things with No Man's Sky, you hold it down until it completes its execution. And that's what we're going to do with E. And then I'm going to let it run through its course to begin without saying anything.
Commencing Atlas System Suit Initialization. Life support systems activated. Shield kinetic system online. Aerial propulsion jetpack online. Multi-tool and mining laser attachment operational. User initialization sequence complete.
Now, if this didn't say first contact, I would exit out and start over until it says first contact, because that means you discovered the world. It's rare that it will come up that somebody else discovered it. I've seen it happen, but they say that less than 1% of No Man's Sky has been discovered. Now, your person comes up, and this is the first screen that comes up, and these always come up. No Man's Sky confuses people, but it constantly and always on the right-hand side, here in this window or on the bottom, will tell you 100% what to do with words and pictures. So it wants us to perform a scan pushing C. And then it tells you from there, you continue by right-clicking. So we're going to hit C. And it tells us that our scanner is critically damaged. So we're going to right-click, and and it wants us to gather ferrite dust. See, the first one, test the scanner. Next, gather ferrite dust. So, and it tells you there on the bottom, gather 75. Ferrite dust is going to be some form of rock. So look down at the screen. You got a little mouse in the beginning. There you go, ferrite dust. And it's keeping track of how much you're getting on the bottom right-hand side. And it even tells you, use the left mouse button. That red stuff's good. I'm going to grab it since it's right there. Now we overheated. Now, that's in the upper right-hand corner. See the bar going across? The higher you let it go, the more damage it does, the more you gather. So let go and start it over. And the more damage you do, the more you gather. And just stop it before it overheats. Okay, we have our 75, so I'm going to do one more. Now that window came back up, even though I right-clicked it off. Repair the scanner damage. I'm going to right-click it off. I'm going to hit Tab, and it's blinking. So we clicked on it, and we left-click again, and repaired it. Right-clicked out. Scan to locate sodium. Now our scanner's fixed, so now we hit C, and it actually works because we repaired it. Sodium is Na. And while you're running, gather. I'm not trying to hit the little guys on purpose. You can hit the space bar and just keep running towards, oh my goodness, how lucky we are. That's a big patch of sodium. We're going to gather it all. So what you do is it tells you, hit E. And again, in everything No Man's Sky, you hold it down. You hold down the space bar, you hold down the E. And we're just going to move around, continually holding the E, and we're going to pick up all this sodium. Alrighty. We're going to keep taking sips as we run around. Now it wants us to recharge our hazard protection. So we're going to hit Tab, go to Multi-Tool, go to Starship, go to Exosuit, and just look around. But under Exosuit is our hazard protection. Now you can do it one of two ways. You can right-click, left-click on this, and it'll give you a window to fill. Or you can hit X, up arrow key, and fill. Now that we've done that, it's going to tell us where our starship is.
Starship signal detected.
And so throughout all of No Man's Sky, you're always going to get this little red signal. Oh, this is a neat planet. Where'd it go? You hear that noise and you go, what the heck? I can't see it. It's too far away. But in No Man's Sky, directions are always one of these signals. So you just pan around the screen until you get the signal. And it looks like it's below us. But if you look and you get this little white thing, push, and it's 495 yards away. Now while you're running, try not to hit the animals. Having some of their meat is good for healing. But we're just gonna run towards that signal, collecting items as we run. If you see any sodium, which is yellow, grab it. Oxygen is red. Now these planets will slap you, but they give you oxygen. So whenever you see hazardous flora, grab it. Reorientate us for our thing. Hit C. Keep hitting C. Always hit C. This stuff will be your fuel eventually, so grab the blue crystals and the red crystals. You won't be able to grab the yellow crystals until you have a advanced mining laser. That's what this is. This is our mining laser. You can see up in the top right hand corner it says mining beam. Okay, we ran out of fuel and we have not collected any carbon, and I did that on purpose because now we can't recharge our mining beam because we don't have any carbon. So the way you do that is, because it doesn't work, is you hit Q and you punch, and that gave us 1 carbon. Now you hit tab and you go into your multi-tool and you click on your mining beam and you add that 1 carbon. Now, oh, it still wouldn't let us. 1 wasn't enough, so punch again. Go in, and now we've got 4. Now it'll let us. Now we need to get carbon because our multi-tool will not run without carbon. I deliberately didn't collect any so that I could show you that punch method, which is Q. And we ran out again. And I used the X and just rapidly left clicked and it filled it in. It's way faster. So let's get a little bit more carbon so that we know we have enough for our multi-tool. And the music is really intense and epic and beautiful. So we're going to keep running. And that's way ahead of us, so let's collect it as we run down there. So we come to what looks like a crash landing site. So there is our beacon. Now always, always, always go to your beacon before you go to any item. And then you pick it up, left click, and you wait because it rewards you with 28 nanites. Whenever you interact with something, wait until it finishes its cycle. All of these boxes all over the place give you items. So whenever you see these boxes, get them. So you left click, pick it up, and put it in your exosuit. And then you wait till the box finishes its cycle. Now, let's go see what this says. Scenario. Iteration 2311-87661T was deleted, and boundary separation failure is likely. Vessel 16 emptied. Cause Sentinel intervention. Deliberate transfer. Analysis. Fresh iteration generated. Anomaly containment prepared. I wonder what fresh iteration is. Is that the ship? Or is it something else? Broadcast received. Traveler anomaly detected. Anomaly is compliant. Position logged. System integrity scan initialized. Exosuit initiation in progress. Now look, our ship is on fire. Exosuit board the crashed ship. So again, hold down E. We get in. Iteration 2394829084924924924G online. Whenever you see anything about yourself, 4924G is what you'll see throughout your whole play online. I'm left clicking. Atlas connection intermittent. Launch thrusters offline. Pulse engine offline. I find myself alone on a strange world, unequipped and in danger. I have no memory of how I got here, no sense of a before. I'm left clicking. But this ship at least seems to recognize me. The controls react to my touch, or at least to that of my exosuit. I am not dead, and this ship is a lifeline out to the stars. You can read the log or you connect your exosuit. Let's read the log. It doesn't matter. You choose, because your choices throughout the game change how the game will go. So you read it, you decide what you think is the best answer. There's no answer is the wrong answer. It just will affect your gameplay. 4925A, unavailable. Substituting data. So does that mean that we were 4925A? Substituting data. Exosuit. Connected. Suggestion. Pilot should perform maintenance. Select desired repair path. Well, they give you one. Repair ship systems. Self-guided repair protocols. Initiated. Pulse engine, they've already told us, is critically engined, and that's how is damaged. So that's how we fix it. One hermetic seal and one metal plating. And look, at the bottom of the screen, it shows you right click. So now we already know that if you hit tab, you have tabs: Exosuit, Starship, and Multi-Tool. So you always hit tab and you can go in and you can look at these 3 tabs. Later you'll have more for other things that you get. But here's the launch thrusters. They're broken. We need pure ferrite 50 and a dihydrogen jelly 1. And we need a hermetic seal and a metal plating. Well, it says we have neither one of those if you click on it. And we have neither one of those if we click on it. So we click out and it says launch others critically damaged, press E to exit. So we're going to do what it tells us on the bottom right, because it always tells us whenever you get to your ship, when you do the tutorial, and that's what this is, there's always 4 oxygen, which is just enough for you to do what you need to do. All right, again, the window always pops up and it always tells you repair pulse engine metal plating. So you right click, recommendations, repair Starship engines. Repairing the Starship requires a mix of crafted products, salvaged items, and advanced refined substances. So we click out and it says collect ferrite dust. Okay, craft metal plating to repair pulse engine. Ferrite dust acquired 50. Use tab to access your inventory and use left click to craft in empty slots. And people are always confused as what to do. It always tells you in the bottom right exactly what to do, even when you're an advanced player. So you click on that blinking spot and then you click on that metal plating and you make a metal plating, and then it clicks on the pulse engine and you install it. You right click, and it's going to tell us Starship repair partially complete. Board the Starship and consult ship diagnostics. I watch people struggle trying to figure out what to do, and it's always going to tell you. Iteration, blah, 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 4924G. That's the number that we are. Functional. Starship critically damaged. Vital ingredients missing. Unable to synthesize required components. Pulsation requires hermetic seal. Request assistance. Recommendation. Iteration comparison reveals hermetic seal nearby. Salvage the planetary chart from the distress beacon cache. And then repair pulse engine hermetic seal. So we right click out. We leave the ship. It says right there at the bottom right. And look, there is our red telling us. And there we are, 4924G. That's who we are. I peer inside the beacon's housing as well as its distress broadcast unit. It contains a planetary chart. Take the planetary chart. You can also use number 1, or you can use the left mouse button. It gives you both options. Starship, repair, gather materials. Planetary chart recovered. Open your inventory with tab to view the data. Highlight the chart and use E to plot a route. Again, it always tells you what to do. So open your inventory, hit E,
Navigational data received.
and it gave us navigational data. Now this is the tutorial. So the tutorial is going to be teaching you how to play the game. And so immediately upon running, again, to that red coordinates, it's 800 units away. You just hit WASD, and then you can hit the space bar and hold it down and use your spacesuit. It's limited because you're a newbie. And you can see it going back to it's usable again. So the first thing the game is going to do is teach you how to navigate in a storm. And remember C. Always be hitting C. Always be gathering materials. Carbon, just gather as you run along. C is we need sodium. Now we got lucky, and there's that, whoops, see that won't let us do it. It says it needs an advanced mining beam.
Weather warning.
Here comes the storm. And that's just to teach us that, you know, people panic and say, oh, I got to get my ship. I got to get my ship. I don't want to die. Well, as long as you keep your, and then it kind of plays sounds and music. Remember, this is oxygen. We're out. So X, left click, left click, left click. And you can do it like super fast. Next time we need it, I'll do it fast. And then there's our thing. And so the storm is beginning. This is good. Hit C. There's some sodium ahead. And you don't have to gather it all. Just gather it until you run on by it and move to the next one. Until your thing overheats. And then you start it over. So let's get that sodium. Now these blue things make you fly higher, but you be careful because you can damage yourself. So sometimes sodium is hard to find. This iteration is doing pretty good. See, we're okay. Our thing is going down. So hit X, left click, left click, left click, and it filled it up. Or you can use tab.
Radiation protection.
For the longest time I used tab. You can also fly a little bit. You just realize sometimes you damage yourself. But I would gather materials along the whole way, constantly hit C. When you're young like this, when you're new, C plus is good. That's carbon condensed. But we're doing okay. If you're worried, hit X. Hit X, and if it's not where it should be, go to that.
Radiation protection. Falling.
And we filled our hazard protection.
Falling.
And so what this is teaching you is how to maneuver
Weather update. Storm clearing.
in a storm. Now, inside these buildings are little things. We collect them. Here's where it's telling us to go. Accessing archive. 6 of 7 logs corrupted. Entry 4924A. So that's not us. This is somebody else. Follows. No one. Making this recording in case leaving behind in the fabricator might be of some use. My visor's damaged. Can't find ship. Recover supplies. The log finishes and the machine whirs to life, spitting out supplies. I have the hermetic seal I need to repair my ship. Whoever it was that led me here, whoever left this message, perhaps they found themselves in the same situation as I do now. And you can interact with the chairs and they spin around, and there's little things on the wall. Check them because some of them will give you things. Now these right here, navigational data is important in the game, so collect it up. And then look at these things. Sometimes they have navigational data in them. It will have an E will appear. So there's 2 of these buildings. So let's check out the other building and see what's in there. So it doesn't really look like there's anything in here. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. It's all randomly generated. Now it says use the analysis visor. The bottom right hand corner always tells you what to do. Hit F. Whoopsie, it's broken. Carbon nanotubes 1. Begin analysis visor installation. Warning, unable to locate starship signal. Recommendation, install your analysis visor. Begin analysis visor installation. Right click.
Radiation protection.
Open the inventory with tab to install the analysis visor. Select an empty multi-tool. So it's telling you go to your multi-tool slot. With left click to install analysis visor. It is required to locate your starship. So it's actually went there for us. It's blinking.
Technology in.
So we install it and we need a nanotube. Well, you can't do it in the multi-tool. There's no place to do it. So we go to the exosuit. We click on an empty slot. We've already been taught that when we made the metal plating. There's the carbon nanotube. Look, there's the hermetic seal. And we also need a dihydrogen jelly. And dihydrogen jelly takes 40 dihydrogen. And we have 39 of 40. So we're missing 1. So there's the dihydrogen because it says 39. So we need to collect that on the way back. So finalize installation. Now we'll be able to find our starship. Press escape to read about it. So you can go in here. In the analysis visor, scan animals, plants, and minerals with the analysis visor. You hold down F. So you see the F and then you see the parentheses around it. That means hold down. Once the visor is activated, use the left mouse button to analyze your target. Units are rewarded for each scan, and units are money. Right there's units, right there's nanites. You need both. So, scanning plants with the analysis visor reveals additional information that may yield extra resources when harvesting. So, I don't know if you notice, and I just right-clicked to get out of there. So now we need to find our ship. So if we hold down the visor, we should be able to pan around and find our ship. And it also now may appear up top. See the bar up top that tells us south? So our ship we need to run south. So we're going to hold down the analysis visor and left click, and look, we can scan things. And we made 200 units. And then there is our ship. So stop a minute and see what all we can scan. And then let's run towards our ship. Remember, we ran 800 units. So let's hit C and gather anything we can on the way back. And look, there's the hydrogen crystals that we need. If it's purple, we can scan it. And some items give you 2 things, is what the window told us. So sometimes you'll see a W, ferrite dust, and then you see those question marks. If we scan that, it will reveal that it also has the hydrogen. Our shields are okay, our hazardous protection. So that should give us enough to make the hydrogen jelly we need to repair the ship. Let's stop and get a little bit of that. The hydrogen is also what makes fuel for your starship. So we overheated. We looked at it and went, what the hell? So
Radiation protection falling.
let's always be hitting C. And after you get a little bit of the hydrogen, whenever you see it, I always say, take a little sip. Just take a little sip. Oh, looky there. That was unidentified, so let's scan it. Look at those red dots. What are they? It's an animal. Look, you can scan it. Ooh, even more units. Let's keep moving towards our ship. Hitting C. There's some sodium. You need sodium for hazard protection. Now, if you see a cave, if you look, when you go through tab, and go to exosuit, and you go to fill this, it gives you can use sodium, you can use sodium nitrate. You use 21 sodium, only 9 sodium nitrate, and 1 ion battery. So those are the 3 options you can use for your hazard protection. So an ion battery takes 10 cobalt and 5 ferrite dust. So we need to find cobalt, and cobalt are always in caves. But let's, if we see a cave, we'll go in. But I'll tell you a secret about No Man's Sky. Look, that needs to be scanned. The secondary ingredient is also dihydrogen.
Radiation protection falling.
Let's hit X, left click, left click, left click.
Recharge.
Where'd our ship go? There it is. Whenever you see these, always get them. And in the beginning, put it in your thing and wait. Don't leave. We just received nanites. We can't harvest that. We need a hazmat glove. We can harvest red. We can harvest blue. We cannot harvest yellow. Here's yellow. We need an advanced mining laser. Look, there's one of those burning things. Oops, we're going the wrong way. Do we want to go get it? Yeah, look how close it is. Let's go get it. Because it's nanites. So, always be getting stuff. Nanites, so we don't have much of a deal yet, but we can go up over the hill. And we needed the dihydrogen jelly, remember? But we made it, or we didn't. So let's make that. Now, click to the Starship tab. There's the hermetic seal. So that's repaired. But it says our launch thrusters are still damaged, and we need 50 pure ferrite. We've got the dihydrogen jelly. Right click, repair launch thrusters with dihydrogen jelly. So let's go do that. We still need pure ferrite. So right click out, repair launch thrusters. And it tells you, right click out, construct a portable refiner, craft a metal plating, and use tab to access your inventory. So craft a metal plating, right click out, advanced materials required, pure ferrite. Deploy the portable refiner with C. There it is. We made the metal plating for it. It guided us through. It's always, always, always there in the bottom right hand corner. It's blinking. What does it want? It wants carbon. 80 carbon. Oh, look how much it uses for condensed carbon. A higher refined of an item always uses less. Let's use that. Now we need to make pure ferrite. So we put in our ferrite dust, and that makes pure ferrite. So right click out. Now we just used all our ferrite, so let's go collect some more while that is making. Because we need ferrite dust. And look, there's some of that red stuff. Oh, look. Remember I said we need a cave? Let's scan it, because it has 2 items. Dihydrogen. This planet, uh-oh. Need to fill it up. Again, you can do it through tab, under go to multi-tool, or you can do it with X. I think X is faster, but you can decide. You have to be careful when you go in a cave, because you have to be able to get out. Look, it has a question mark, so let's scan it and see what the second item is. Copper. Copper's good. So we're going to go ahead. When you're in a cave, you're protected from the elements. And let's get a little bit of cobalt and make some batteries. Never go very far into a cave, because you don't want to get lost, because you can only get out through an opening. Whoops. Advanced mining laser, advanced mining laser. Let's just take a few minutes to gather some of this to make some batteries. You can also refine the cobalt into another another form and sell it for money. Let's see how much we got. Tab. We've got almost 400. So we're going to click and look. We can make batteries. If you look, it tells you when you're making it, left click. You can change the amount with A and D. So how many will it let us make? It will only let us make 1. So we need more ferrite dust. Now hopefully we didn't get lost because we were smart and didn't go too far in. And we're barely able to make it out. Let's let our thing on the bottom left see it. Now it's full. Hold the space bar and thankfully we got out. Now let's get some ferrite dust so we can make some more batteries. I'm of the school that it's better to stop and harvest than constantly having to stop and harvest. So we got our pure ferrite. Now it tells you repair the launch thruster, so we hit tab and put in our pure ferrite. Launch thrusters are repaired. Continually right click out. Now what does it tell you? Starship repaired. All systems functional. Use the mouse scroll wheel to pick up the portable refiner. That says that on the bottom right, but it also tells you on the portable refiner itself. Use the mouse scroll wheel to pick up. Now we go get in our ship. It's repaired. All systems functional. Return to your starship. All systems functional. Seek answers. Use W to take off. Now, when you're in your plane, you can, the way that you maneuver it is you use your mouse and you move it right and left. And so if you stop your mouse, your plane stops. A lot of people get all twisted and go, oh my God, oh my God. Just stop your mouse. Or if worst case scenario, if you're like going crazy, just hit S. And that will stop your ship. But in the worst case scenario, just hold your mouse still. Now we want to go up. But a little note, you can shoot on the ground with your plane and it will gather materials for you. You don't get as much as if you gathered them yourself, but it will give you a little bit. You got some carbon, you're getting some ferrite dust. But let's go ahead and point to the stars. Now, all systems functional, seek answers in the star. Now, unfortunately, it didn't tell you what to do. Hit the space bar and hold it down, then let go. It leaves you to panic a little bit. What do I do? Now, W. Orbital flight achieved. Test starship systems. Test flight controls. And thrust W. Test booth with left shift. Hold the space bar to test the pulse engine. Orbital flight achieved. Hit the space bar again and you stop. We get a message. Answer the communicator by pressing X. And then left click. 16, 16, 16, 16. Incoming transmission source 4925B. That's somebody else because we're G. Please identify yourself. Identify yourself or listen. You can choose. I want to choose identify myself, but somebody else might want to listen. You are not alone. Follow the broadcast ends as strangely as it began. The final piece of the signal appears to be a set of planetary coordinates. Input the coordinate data.
Alert. Navigational data received.
And then there is our icon. Hit the space bar and go to it. Press scan, C to scan. That is a paradise moon. That is beautiful because that is where we can build our base. That's lucky. But what we're going to do is we're going to land. So you begin to follow this quest line and to the eventuality where you begin to play the game. The main quest line is a really good quest line. I'm going to hit the space bar. Now, while you're in space, you should hit some of these because this will be gas for your plane and for base building. I'm going to keep this save because we're going to come back to it perhaps because a paradise planet is not always what you get. It's usually hot and ucky. And so you can look at all these planets and hit C. That one looks like it's going to be cold, icy planet. So what we're going to do, look, there's a plane. We're going to hit scan. That one is a webbed planet. That's a special planet. I'll show you that later. We're going to go land. We are 46 minutes in. We're going to come back to this playthrough. Look at that. We came immediately up on something that's crashed. Where's our icon? Way over there. I'm going to go back up because I don't want to travel for 4 minutes because that will be 4 minutes. So we're going to turn our plane and then put our little mousy thing on that and hit the space bar. That's way faster. Now when you get in and out of your plane, the first time you did it, it saved your game. So now we want to land. So we hit E. And it tells you, land with E. So I'm going to get out. And it's going to save our game. And it's first contact. Now, whenever you come into a star system and you make first contact, that means you're the first person that's ever been there. Hit escape and go to discoveries and right click. And you can see that this was discovered 10 years ago by Denzu Gara. So we didn't discover this, although it told us it did. So we're going to right click, we're going to go to escape, and we're going to quit to mode select. And the reason why we're going to do that is because we didn't discover this. So right here, and I'm going to, we've been playing for 34 minutes. Now, see that circle? It tells you at the bottom, hold to select and continue, or hold the mouse scroll wheel to delete. And that's what we're going to do. Oh, I'm sorry. It logged us in. I'm going to log out real quick. And I'm going to delete it because we didn't discover it. And I'm going to show you another way to start a game without having to go through the tutorial. So we're going to hit play. And we're going to hold down the mouse scroll wheel. And we're going to delete. Are you sure you want to delete? And it says if you are, do the mouse scroll wheel. Okay, now we're going to go down to new game. Now we come to the select game mode. Now we could do normal. That's what we did before, and that will start us in the tutorial. But let's go to custom. We're going to keep it normal, but we're going to look at these options, and what we're going to do is we're going to leave everything normal. We're just going to find the tutorial, which I can't remember where it is. So I'm looking for it. And if you see it, I'm sorry, I haven't seen it yet. So difficulties. There it is. Tutorial missions enabled, disabled. So we're going to now do the game. When it tells you, press to go back. Oh, confirm and start game. So we'll start the game in the same place. But it will skip all the tutorial stuff, and it will start right when you're contacted in space. So what we're going to do is make sure that the place that we are at is first contact. And then there's my starship. It says first contact, but let's double check. Once that screen, hit escape, right click, and it was discovered today by me. So that's good. Now let's render our plane. And now we're going to begin the game. We are 10 minutes worth of play. We have nothing. So you need to stop and you need to get stuff. Do we have a scanner? Yeah, see, so it's going on the assumption that we already went through the tutorial. So we know we need carbon, we know we need ferrite dust, we know we need all of this stuff. Let's stop and get it. And that's what we'll do. And this will begin our game. And scan everything. Everything we just did in the tutorial is already finished for us. So let's just take a minute and get some basic materials so that we don't have to keep stopping and getting them. Oh, and also when you go to discoveries to double check if you actually discovered it, hit this little button right here and upload it. And that locks it in, just like that planet we were on that said it was discovered 10 years ago by somebody else. It sometimes will say first contact. But if you go and you double check like this, then you know that your first contact. Now it's locked in that we discovered it. And I don't know if you noticed, when we landed in, there was a cave. And a cave is good because we can get some cobalt and make batteries and save our sodium for fixing our shields when we have to fight. And you can even turn that to where it's off, where you don't have to go find your stuff when you die. Let's go in that cave. Let's see what we got. Multi-tool. We already have a terrain manipulator because the tutorial would have taken us through getting the terrain manipulator. And so that's good because let's say here's some stuff that'll be money. So let's pick that up because we're broke. We have no money. Sometimes it bugs out and you actually picked it up, but it looks like you didn't. But you did. There's usually a cobalt on the bottom, and there's usually a cobalt on the top. And this one has copper, which is good. Now the tutorial would have walked us through and would have had us do this and that and this and that, and follow the this and that, and we would have got a hyperdrive, and it would have walked us through getting the hyperdrive, and each level that it taught us stuff, it gave us the ability to make more things, like the animator housing and the animator and the warp cell, and all of that was in the tutorial, and you can make it all in under Exosuit on a blank slot, and all the recipes are there, and all you have to do is touch it and it'll tell you what you need to make it and how much. And the A and D buttons will let you increase. Let's say I want to make 2 animator housings, so I would hit D and I can make 2. That's all I can make. So that's fuel. So let's gather some cobalt so we can make batteries. We overheated.
Technology recharge.
And then new guide entry unlock the multi-tool. Hit escape. So you hit escape and it tells you all about the multi-tool, and it tells you everything. If you are unsure what to do, just go in here. And it tells you about getting around, exploring on foot, the thing, flying in a starship. Tells you exactly how to propel. To brake, you hit S and it makes it stop spinning. Hit L left shift and you go faster. Pulse engine is the space bar. The pulse engine says it needs tritium to charge. Everything you need to know is under catalog and guide. And discoveries again. Let's upload it. And you can also change the name. Let's call it Tessan Place. So we're going to get a little bit of this. And we're going to go find our ship, and we're going to end it for today. You know, multiple ways to get around and multiple ways to start the game. And we're just going to start a brand new game of No Man's Sky. I like to do it every once in a while because I'm curious to what happens with all the updates and all that they added to the game, and how do they feed it in to the basic beginning game. So I'm going to go back into options, and you can rename your game save. So we're going to name it Tessan Place 2026. Now, it won't save until you get in and out of your ship. Let's get a couple more cobalt. 5 to 1,000 would be good. Let's take a peek and see how much we have. Ooh, no, I thought that might be. So we have 428. Let's get just a little more. And we do not really have any ferrite dust. So as we're running to our ship, let's grab as much material as we can. And now the tutorial would have already taken us through how to get copper, and I'm going to show you now on the way to the ship. So we're getting about 50 per destruction, and we're getting different things on the ground than we are on the ones coming out of the ceiling. We're getting cobalt and copper and cobalt and dihydrogen. So let's find the exit. There's the exit. If you can't get out, you can use your terrain. We know we need this for gas and the hydrogen jelly. And the game may have showed you, or you may have figured it out, that the hydrogen also, let's scan that. And every once in a while you might see a starship has landed
Radiation protection.
and there'll be a green starship icon. Run as quickly as you can to that, because that's a pilot who's landed who will sell you items for nanites. So now we got a little bit. Let's hit C because we've on the tutorial and we already repaired everything. So we want oxygen, sodium, copper, and our plane. So as we're running to our plane, let's gather gas, let's gather oxygen, let's gather carbon. And again, if you run out of carbon, walk up to something that's carbon and hit Q. And that'll give you just enough carbon to get some in your multi-tool. And you can play around with what one can you harvest the fastest. You won't get as much. You're only getting 6, but you sure do get it fast. And scan everything because you need the money. And that's giving us oxygen. And there's the red ones. We need that. Hit C. Here's the blue ones. Ooh, look at that big one. Oh, we need an advanced mining laser.
Technology recharge.
And then there's interactive plants. This sweet root gives us sweet root, which you can use in cooking. So this is a toxic planet. And I've lost sight of my plane. If you can't find your plane, hit C and then F. And then your plane will appear back on. And there it is. If you hold down F, you can, as you're running, you can scan. Red dots are animals. You get more money for scanning animals. Let's hit C. And we do not have any sodium. So we need to gather that. Oh, nice. A couple. Alright, if you hit G, it switches your tool. And look, uranium. Now, this is on, if you hit F, you can look. On the left-hand side, it says that this planet was discovered by us on this date. It's an irradiated planet. It has radioactive humidity, medium resources, fauna, which is animals, are occasional, flora, it's a lot, and sentinels require your obedience, which is not nice. On the right hand side, if I said right before, on the left hand side is the information about the planet, and on the left hand side is the information. On the right hand side is resources. It has gamma root, copper, uranium, and sodium, which means we can get sodium on the ground like this. So uranium is going to be gas for our plane, so we are going to gather it. Uranium will also be a nuclear shield. There's shields that you can fill with resources that will help protect your hazard protection and increase your hazard protection so that you can last longer in the elements. I'm always fill my shields and just keep going. I'm not going to hide in my plane. So let's hit C and keep moving towards our plane. I'm going to hit G and go back to my mining beam, which you can see G, and it says right there, switch with G. So G, there's terrain manipulator, and there's mining beam. And those are the only two things we have at the moment. Now here's another cave, I think. Let's check. No, it kind of looked like it, but it's actually not. You can hit your space bar and go up. We can't harvest these, but we can harvest these. So where did our plane go? Hit C. See if we can't find some more sodium. Strawberry. Let's scan. Let's scan the animal. You get more for scanning an animal. I believe it's usually like, well, it said 200, but that's not right. We can get the little ones, but we can't get the big ones until we get an advanced mining laser. So, hit C. There's our plane. And if we check this thing, it's going to tell us that same story, that it was deleted, boundary separation. Vessel 16, that's our plane. We were deliberately transferred, and a new iteration was generated, and the anomaly and broadcast. Detected, we're compliant, our position has been logged, so somebody somewhere knows who we are. And again, whenever you go to your ship, there's always going to be 4 oxygen. And there'll be this thing. Sometimes it gives you upgrade modules. In the beginning, you take it. On the next one, I'll show you how to delete it. We got some nanites. We got condensed carbon. So you always want to grab these, especially in the beginning. And rusted metal you can put in the refiner and turn into ferrite dust. Scan that animal. See, it gives us 1600. I was hoping that we would run into another cave. So our plane, let's get in our plane for a minute, go to our exosuit. Now it tells you when you touch things what they are, what you can use it for. This is salt. You can build with it, craft with it, charge and upgrade with it. It's worth 101 units each single one, and we have a total of 9,393 units. You can do that with all items. 34 units, 12 units. This, look, you hit E on it and you can analyze it, and it gave us cobalt. Now, you can also, this living slime, it tells you it's junk. But it also tells you if you hit X, you can quick transfer and you can put it in your starship, which is a more effective way to move things around. We don't need the sweet root. We don't need the rust right now. We don't need the gra-gra and uranium. is building, crafting, charging, and upgrading. We don't need it, so we're going to put it in the starship. These, you can hit E on them and analyze, and it's going to give us ferrite and pure ferrite. We use this, so we're going to put these in our ship. We're going to put the salt in our ship. We're going to put the copper in our ship, and we're going to keep ferrite, carbon, and pure ferrite. Carbon, oxygen, and then this is oxygen too. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lift off, and we're just going to shoot and get a little bit of materials this way. And I'm going to land, because let's get that, because it might give us something. And we want to find a cave if we can. So this, we'll keep that for now. Oh, I was going to show you how to destroy it. I'll do it on the next one. And if you look and you hold F down on this, it says damaged machinery. So if you look around and you hold F down, it'll tell you there's uranium, there's sodium, 761. Hold E to tag. So I'm holding down F, now I'm going to hold E, and I tagged it. Now we're going to fly over there and get some sodium. And while we're flying over there, why don't we shoot? And get what we can get for shooting. And just pan around and find where we tagged. There it is. So let's just slowly move forward and gather some ingredients while we're overheated. And in the beginning, everything overheats quickly. We also need copper. Hit E and you'll land. And that will conclude today's tutorial. We'll log back in here, and I'm going to do that. We got in and out of our plane, so it now saved it to Tessan Plays. And let's exit to mode select, and I will see you next video.